MAGA was breaking and had been in the news for almost a month when Trump backtracked on nearly all his promises to the MAGA fan base. But it didn't bother Trump or its administration team much. But this time, a recent revelation regarding the same MAGA fan base is making Trump and its team sweat a lot and get distressed about it. What is this new revelation about the MAGA fan base? And why this revelation is not only making Trump and its team go into a frenzy, but also the truth is shattering the decades-old lies and manipulation that the Western media was tirelessly working on for decades. Let us know in detail. A surprising pattern among far-right MAGA influencers has emerged recently. These self-described Christian nationalists, many of whom have bashed Islam and spread Islamophobia for decades, are now displaying an odd degree of interest in Islam. According to religion editor Matthew Schmitz of The Washington Post, this shift is primarily because now these MAGA influencers have started to realize that there is much more similarity between Islam and Christianity than there is between Christianity and Judaism. In the freewheeling world of anti-establishment podcasts, writes Schmitz, something new is happening. Recent months have seen Candace Owens reading from the Quran, Nick Fuentes decrying anti-Muslim sentiment, and Tucker Carlson praising Sharia law. What was once regarded as a threat is increasingly considered an ally. Some have even gone so far as to convert, such as conservative broadcaster Sneeko and lifestyle icon Andrew Tate, having recited the words of the Shahada and thus taken up a faith they see as an antidote to Western decadence. These far-right voices, says Schmitz, look to Islam as a model of what Christians might achieve if they cast off the yoke of liberalism, say goodbye to Judeo-Christian civilization, and hello to the Islamo-Christian right. Schmitz emphasized that for decades we were being fed the Judeo-Christian values as a cornerstone of Western society, but now these values are under heavy scrutiny as people are now finding more inclination towards Islamo-Christian values instead of Judeo-Christian ones. The truth is that in a couple of years, when the Christian MAGA base of America saw that they were only fooled up till now, they will have a moral duty to support Judaism values no matter what is being done under the pretext of these shared values. When the Middle East started breaking apart and got plunged into a state of disaster, it is when the eyes of these influencers started to open. They were shocked at the treatment of Christians in the region. They saw all the values taught in the Bible being thrown into trash by the American politicians as they were deeply involved in inflicting extreme suffering on the Muslims in the region. They couldn't believe that Judeo-Christian values were being used as a tool not to make the world a better place, but to make life as miserable as possible for those people who couldn't even defend themselves against oppression. And above all, they saw in HD how Muslims were just normal human beings, the ones who cried when they were in pain and when they lost their loved ones, the ones who smiled when they received only a bag of flour, the ones who had the urge in them to live a normal life just like anyone else in the world. This is when some of this MAGA base started to try to learn about Islamo-Christian values for the first time, as they understood that what they were being fed about Muslims by the sold-out Western media for decades were all lies. And this is when they saw that Islam has much more in common with Christianity than Judaism. The most important common ground is that in both religions, Jesus, peace be upon him, is highly respected and revered. Also, Maryam or Mary, may Allah be pleased with her, is seen as a highly respected and loved figure. The respect for her is so much that she is the only woman in the Holy Quran being not only named directly, but also a whole chapter in the Holy Quran is named after her. Recently only, Tucker Carlson met a Christian resident of Jordan named Saad Mouasha, where he was educated on these shared values between Christianity and Islam, and this made Tucker Carlson really go into shock. He even claimed in utter shock that whatever he just heard from Saad Will is extremely alien not only to him, but also to the Christians of the Western world. So yes, in this way, Christians of the Western world are waking up slowly and steadily. The MAGA fan base has realized that there was no MAGA ever. No American politicians really care about making America great. They don't care about the American population either. All they care about is making their best friend great again and spreading chaos and destruction in the Middle East to inflict pain on not only the Muslims residing in the region, but also the native original Christians, and therefore the great noticing has started. This noticing is leading the MAGA influencers to not only abandon their MAGA fan base and Judeo-Christian values, but also adopt Islam as the truth from which they were kept afar by the Western media manipulation and lies. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakumullahu khairan.